Hello, YouTube. Welcome back to another Good Game Nation video where we bring you everything TCG. Today I'm here with Zach. Zach, say hello, man.
So,
Alright, guys. Today we're going to do something a little different. One Piece TCG is officially live. It is overseas right now, but there are some tournaments coming through, and we wanted to do some meta videos. We wanted to talk about a couple of the tournaments that have been happening, show you a couple of the decks. We're going to talk about them, give a little insight, and we'll go from there. How's that sound? Right.
yeah, I'm excited to dive into it.
Let's do it. Okay, we had a big tournament over in Taiwan. They had what was the count? Zach, do you remember? 100 players?
150, I want to say.
150, and we have the top 16 list. So we're just gonna glance through them, talk about what we like, what we text we want to try out, and we'll go from there. All right, the first list it is from. I'm gonna butcher all these names, but it is right there. This first list is a kid starter deck. Zach, what do we think?
For one, congrats, right? We feel like I'm interested in the reasoning as to why we're playing Kid,
Yeah,
first and foremost.
yeah, I would agree. It's funny testing because when we test, kid feels underwhelming. The deck feels good, but the leader specifically feels underwhelming. But I like a lot of the cards. Like a lot of these cards, I'm playing in other decks, so none of the cards are necessarily bad. Like Bonnie, Beji, the Law that restands, all of them feel good. I would ask why he's playing the two drop, the Angel. That's an interesting card to me. He's also playing a really cool tech card. I really like Straw Sword. That's a card that I definitely want to try later today.
Yeah, absolutely. I must have just not read that card. I've been looking for something that taps my opponent's stuff, just like active main do this, and I just haven't found it. But apparently, I just wasn't reading.
It's right there. Theme
That's
deck.
that's a good card.
It's pretty cool. I like the starter at Kid too because that's a card that I have not had success with playing, but he did well in this tournament with it. He's winning too, so that's pretty cool. The next list we're gonna look at is the Law list. Name is right there. Zach, you've been playing a lot of Law. What do we think of this one?
So I really like the Luffy, the one that doesn't get hit by strike. Um, it's a two. It's always a threat, and that seems to be from my testing where the deck seems to struggle is in the little mid game. The deck has a pretty solid early, is a really powerful late, but the mid game seems to struggle, and I think the Luffy might fix that a little bit.
I actually agree. I actually really like the tech. I don't remember the name of the card, but it minus the event card. The minus is 10K, the four drop. That's a really nice tech to get over the kid, and I think I'm gonna start trying a couple of those just for the kid matchup.
Yeah, round table is really good.
Yeah, round table. That's right. That's right. Round table. I would wonder why the one of this Zoro. I think that's probably the most interesting thing to me. Uh, hmm.
The
um,
one of Kid is also a little off for me. I
yeah,
don't really know why we have it as a one of. I would think I would have much rather preferred to see a maybe another Brook in this spot.
maybe I probably would have added two Red Hawks over the Zoro and the Killer myself.
Hmm.
Interesting though. Interesting. Um, yeah. The next list is I think the only blue purple in the top, the bottom half of the top 16. It's the blue purple Kaido. Very excited to see this list. I think it's the only one actually, if I remember what I saw. A lot of interesting cards here. A lot of vanilla cards. I think it's probably the most vanilla cards in any of these lists that we've seen.
Yeah, that's for sure. It has to be a tempo deck. They're statted properly, right? Like they're 6Ks. It's always going to force your opponent to do something one way or the other, whether they get rid of it, they're
Yeah.
committing on, or whether they want to defend it, they're committing cards from their hand. So I think this is a very tempo heavy deck. Um, I'm a little confused on the dope, but
Random. It's
that I like it.
the one off is random. He has a lot of cards that play the cards, right? Like the page one has the opportunity to play the Ulti has the opportunity to play the page one, and the Centimaro plays all the Pacifistas. So it's a lot of little tempo stuff. Something that they're playing that we have not really or didn't do well in testing is the 9 drop Kaido. That's something here because we've been preferring the 10 drop or just more kings. But this Kaido is interesting.
Yeah, I think
Like
they
what?
seem to value the rush, right?
Right.
Being another color that has addition to rush, it kind of gives you that option. And a lot of people, I think, are like us in our mindset where we're not looking to play that card because we think the other cards are just slightly more efficient for what we're trying to do. So we're not thinking of that, oh, I could win right here kind of thing when we
Hmm.
play these decks.
Yeah, I'm definitely in more of a control mind state. I would say that for sure. I do like the Blast Breath though. That's a card I like a lot right now. The next one is the Croc list. Looks pretty standard, I would say, but there are some cards here that are pretty interesting. Like I myself have not been playing the 7-drop Dofi, um, but I kind of want to try it.
He's playing Arlong.
He is playing Arlong. You have loved Arlong. I think everything is pretty cool here. I love Beam. That's a card that at 2 always comes in and out of my decks. I think the Barrack War cards are perfectly here. I think Miss Sunday is the correct only card to play because the Miss Synergy from Bonclave with Perona and Croc and all the peeping just doesn't. It just meshes so unwell. But again, we have another deck with Pacifistas.
Yeah, a pretty heavy line too.
Very heavy line. That's something we've definitely been playing with. We like the tempo, like the aggressiveness. Croc's very aggressive with this deck, I think.
I don't think you actually get to use the leader effect. I don't think you care for your minusing, but I think being able to use the Miss Sunday and to recycle the extra cards that are only good. That was the trouble we were having to trying
I
to figure out the deck list.
Yeah, I agree. I think Miss Sunday is the only card from that Barrack Work line that's probably strongly playable. And having 5 life is probably the reason this Croc was chosen. I would
I'm
imagine.
excited to dive back into it. That's for sure.
Yeah, I definitely
There's
want to play more Croc. And I think we're gonna get into a theme here. We're gonna see some Zoros. Um, I think there's very slight differences, so I think we're gonna focus on those. This one's playing a little more control cards. We have the Brooks, the Frankies, and the Tonys. Very interesting cards we have liked, and it's nice to see them have success.
yeah, we stated in our tier list video that we think Zoro was arguably best deck in the format. So I'm excited to see how many just make it into this top cut for one.
Definitely.
The Brook the Brook is something that I like in addition with the Otama when you think about it. It allows Nico to potentially
Shoot big things.
kill the kid, right?
Shoot big
And
things.
the
Yeah, you
kid
could
is
hypothetically. Yeah,
format.
you could kill Queen with it. Ideally as well. Like those blockers, just enough. And I've liked Brook like in theory, but I've never had success with trying it. So like I said, it's nice seeing here. And again, we have to strike Luffy again. I think this is a specific thing for this tournament too.
Yeah, I really do. Um, we'll notice most of the counts in a lot of these are actually at four ofs. The option count to me doesn't really. I'm interested. If I could hear his thoughts, hear the
I would
reasonings
love.
behind it. 'Cause
Yeah.
the Jambé to me seems a little bit out of place.
I've tested it and it's nice sometimes, but most of the time it feels weird because the Luffy already does it. But it's a nice option card. I know that's why I was playing it. The one off Otama feels interesting as well. Um, and we said off screen. You're playing the 6-drop Luffy with Rush. Why not play Shanks then? Because you have to invest 2 mana to it. Seems I don't know. Seems weird.
One more mana. Shanks is just.
Just one more.
I think it's just a little bit better.
Just a little bit. Again, we have Red Hawk and 2 Jet Pistols. I think that's a trend as well. Next list, Shocker, Zoro. We have 4 Jet Pistols here. We up the Nami count on this one. We have 2 Otamas. This list seems a little more clean to me. What do you think?
And we play Shanks, so we're already in a good spot.
Hmm.
I think this is really clean. I think the counts are solid for what this wants to do. It's very quick and clear cut. I'm going to curve out, play my guys, and I'm just going to push face.
Yeah. Missing Radical Beam. I don't know. I know the first list we saw had it, and that's a card that it just feels too strong not to play right now. It's very interesting not to see that in the last 2 lists.
My Radical Beam.
It's good. It's a good card. We have a kid again. This kid versus the last kid. I think this kid was. I think we liked it a little more. It was definitely much more interesting. Because the main attacker for this one is probably your promo kid or Basil.
Yeah, this one, for one, the amount of event cards are. I don't know why. I don't. I really don't.
I think which ones are
But it
interesting
would
as
work.
well, because I think we've been a pretty high fan of. Is it Paradise Waterfall, the one that restands for 2K? We've been a big priority for that one. Your kid at 4K, the leader swings at 5. Waterfall just beats that, and it saves your kid. It seems like the card has so much value. Scalpel's a card that we were big fans of early, but we definitely have been swaying away from it.
Yeah, I was a really big, especially early on. You check
Yeah,
the other videos. I was super big. I'd mentioned Scalpel in random
never
videos
played it.
because good card, and it never made the lists. It was always there, and then
Cut.
you never tested it.
I think it's a card we'll have to come back to and try. Something that I definitely have liked are the drakes. The green, both the green drakes are very interesting in the mono decks. The 5 drop has so much potential, and the 4 drop is another one that I just like more and more. That I just need to find room to play it.
Yeah, I've been dabbling with the 5 drop, the one that pops a 4 in rest mode.
Yeah,
I've been dabbling with that in the law decks. It's a
it's a good
pretty
card.
solid tempo play. It's a very good card. It's also 6K. The other one, what does it do? It buffs all your Marines when it's
Yeah, so
rested.
when it's rested, it's +1,000 to Marines and Supernovas, which is the whole deck.
Hmm. That's not bad. Extra pressure for free relatively is
It turns Hawkins
never
from a
bad.
6K to a 7K, and if he's attacking multiple times, it might be nice. I don't
It
see the
also
no blocker law. I don't think that was in the other one either.
I don't think so either. Actually, the more I think about it,
No, I don't think so. All right, next list is another Zoro. Shocker. Um, just the differences here. We have Uda. I don't know if it's the card was access, but this guy is playing the Uda. This Uda is a very strong card. We really like it. The Zoro, the 3 drop Zoro. That with the Dawn, he gets an extra K, so he's 7K. This is the first time I think we've seen it in this count.
yeah, I think the reasoning, if we look at this list as opposed to the other Zoro list, there is no Strike Luffy.
Yep.
So I think he's higher up in the list based on that. I feel like he had a really good mirror match because he's got more options to deal with that. Uh, and I think cards that stick in this game are very troublesome,
Yeah.
regardless of how long they stick for. So having an out to it is, I think it's pretty solid actually.
Yeah, it's the same reason I've been a high priority on the Frankie. Just having that extra K just is so much value. This one also is playing Janbei, and notably for me is the no event Usopp. I don't know if that deck or any blue deck, purple decks had no showing at all, but that card is very good into that matchup. Interesting.
And it's a 2K counter. The card's just really good.
It's a good card. No radical beam, man. What's going on?
No Sabotis either.
No, that's another one. All these red decks, no Sabotis. I wonder if the card just had maybe just issues getting. Is it a promo? I think it's a promo.
I don't think so actually.
Because I have an issue putting it in untap, so I think it actually is a promo.
Saboti.
Yeah. But that would do it for all the top 16s. We covered those 8 decks here. Zach, what is your favorite one? Do you think you have one you might want to try? Card for card?
Card for card.
Card for card. For me, it's that Kaido. I'm really interested in that Kaido.
That's probably the only deck I would try card for card. A lot of stuff that I can't, but that could just be me uh, as like a more Dragon Ball side of things,
Sure.
more conservative, I guess.
Sure. No, I get that. Yeah, I think those are decks we've played before, just in different counts and different. But it seems very similar at least. Maybe a couple of cards different here and there, but it's interesting. Definitely, if you guys want to see more, we have 8 more decks we can cover. Top 4, top 8 to top number 1. Let us know in the comments if you want to see it. What deck did you guys like? Do you want to try some of them? Let us know if you guys had success with any of these. Versus your little bubble, how you guys been playing. What are differences as well? Like I said, let us all know down in the comments down below. And that would do it for us. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Tschüss.
Later.